And we're going to get going with the show. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You're watching live with LWL. Lindsay with Love. Today is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. You guys, we're already, I feel like, halfway through March. I know that's not really true, but we're a third of the way through March. Holy cow, this year is going by so freaking fast. I am here to raise the frequency of the planet, and I do that by reminding you how powerful you are from an energetic perspective. This is natural to you. You don't have to go out and seek anything. You simply have to activate your manifesting power, turn it on by releasing your limiting beliefs, by reprogramming your subconscious mind, and actually stepping into your success, into your abundance, opening yourself up to receive. Welcome to the show. VIP Cinnamon is in the house. Good morning, Cinnamon. Welcome to the chat. All my VIPs are here. All right, let's go. As always, I need to figure out where we left off, you guys. I am going to be starting to do, or I'm playing with the idea really quickly that to do like weekly astrology, like weekly horoscope for each of the signs. So far I posted Aries and Taurus. I'll post the rest of them today for this week. I just ran out of time yesterday. Good morning, Cinnamon, coming in with energy. I love that. VIP Cinnamon. And so go check those out. It's going to be an interesting week in the sky. We've got opportunities for messages from the past around love, around money. We have opportunities to truly reset our lives, like truly reset our lives for the next year at least, a nice long-term plan. And then we've got the full moon at the end of the week. So holy cow, so much energy happening in the sky. Please make sure to check those out. I don't have any wild synchronicities from yesterday. Between traveling and the time change, I feel still a little like sleepy. I don't know, sleepy, a little lofty. I'm trying to ground in, and I've been working on grounding, but I still feel a little bit like maybe I could use a day to nap. But that's okay. That's okay. That's just the energy right now, and it will pass, right? Remember that. All my VIPs that are here, that are inside the Cosmic Collective, reminder, we are going to be group energy healing right after this show today, right after the show. I have a couple of ideas. Good morning, VIP Deborah. I have a couple of ideas about what we might want to group energy heal on. Good morning, Lala on YouTube. Hello, my friend. What are you doing over there? I love it. I love it. I have a couple of ideas for group energy healing. So if you are interested in joining a powerful community, if you are interested in transforming your life, then join the Cosmic Collective. As soon as you join today, you'll get to jump into a group energy healing, which is super, super exciting. Good morning, Lala, on TikTok and YouTube. Go, girl. Look at you. Is it on Zoom or Discord? Zoom. Cinnamon, it's on Zoom, and you should have received an email like in the last minute or so. But check your email, let me know if you didn't receive it with all the Zoom details. But yeah, jump onto the Discord, because Discord is where the community is at, and it's really beneficial to be part of the community too. Okay, you guys, I had one strange thing happen to me last night, and it was very important that I relay the message to somebody. Maybe it's to myself, I'm not quite sure. But as you guys know, I've been subconsciously reprogramming my mind as I sleep at night. So I fall asleep with my headphones in, and I wake up to myself talking to myself on a recording. And when I wake up, like in the night, sometime I take them out and I just go back to sleep. And last night I had a very interesting dream, and I do not remember any single detail of the dream, which is strange for me. Usually I remember. However, the one part I remember is they kept saying that it's important to breathe in a certain way during the reprogramming. I don't know. So I'm going to think about that. I'm going to reflect on that. I know we oftentimes take our breath for granted, right? Like we don't think about breathing, we just do it. So maybe it's just more about intentionality around the breath as I'm falling asleep or something. So I'm going to play with that idea. Just wanted to share with you guys. Maybe it resonates with somebody that's listening. I'm not sure. I thought that's quite an interesting message. They just kept talking about like the breath in, like pulling the breath up. Woo! I am in League D1. They told me this morning, you guys, we're in D1. So thank you all for helping. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the heart me's. Thank you for the conversation in the chat. Super important to get to the next league. So thank you all. All right, let's get on with Neville Goddard. This is going to take, you know, part 45 if I don't get my butt in gear and actually start having, getting these conversations moving a little bit faster. So, oh, you guys, let's see. I'm just going to click on where I think we kind of ended yesterday. We talked all about that. So remember yesterday we were talking about the state from which we think that determines the objective world in which we live. It is the state from which we think that determines the objective world that we live in. Good morning, Sarah on YouTube. Thank you, VIP Deborah, for the beautiful star map. Breath of life is beautiful, my dear stars. Mommy gotcha. Thank you for that. Lala says, congratulations. VIP Jewel says, ooh, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I mean, obviously breath is really important, right? Like breathing is very important. The message was just so, you know, my dream messages come, and in the dream, it's like these big epiphany moments. And then when I wake up and I say them back, I'm like, that sounds very lackluster. It's just kind of like, well, duh. So it's always kind of challenging to really articulate dreams, because when you're in them, for me anyway, it's like life changing. But then when I come back into this state, whatever state I'm in, awake, it's seemingly not such a big deal. So let's see what happens. Never quit. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. I love that GIF. I know that star map is so pretty. I love it too. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I remember where we left off because there's a big paragraph. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so remember, you guys, we're reading from the book Awakened Imagination by Neville Goddard. Awakened Imagination, Neville Goddard. We're going to take a deep breath in 1 second. All right, the sun is just like so beautiful and out in the sky today, but like also my eyeballs. Breathing in, deep breath in through the nose. Letting it go. Let's go. Okay. He says, determined imagination, thinking from the end, is the beginning of all miracles. Thinking from the end. It's already happened. We've already experienced it. Lala says, from being in our group for so long, I'm aware of my thoughts and reprogramming. I love that, Lala. Yeah, you become very aware very quickly. It's kind of hard not to, because you can kind of start to see, when you learn the lessons, you start to see like other people in action and what they're doing and how they're creating their reality, right? Some people you probably have in your reality that you're like, just stop already. Get out of this story. Release yourself. And then other people are like, yeah, you're creating your reality, and that is dope. Okay, I don't know why all of a sudden I said the word dope yesterday and today. Like, what is that? I don't know. You guys, I don't know. I went to goes to LA for a weekend. It says dope on Monday and Tuesday. Like, what? Okay. He goes on to say, he says, I would like to give you an immense belief in miracles, but a miracle is only the name given by those who have no knowledge of the power and function of imagination to the works of imagination. Imagining oneself into the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the means by which a new state is entered. This gives the state the quality of isness. Like, you're there, right? So once again, he says, a miracle is only the name given by those who have no knowledge of the power of the function of the imagination. Because every moment that you have created in this lifetime is kind of a big deal, right? Like, if you stop and think, holy cow, by the way, you guys, I share my story, my thoughts, my beliefs, my feelings, right? Because this is Lindsay with Love's show. Use your discernment. Decide what resonates with you and what doesn't. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, right? I have to remind people of that sometimes, because energy work is very simple, but it does require a lot of releasing of limiting beliefs. And that can be tricky. You have family that's pushing beliefs on you. You have, childhood memories. You have traumas. You have this, you have that, the other. You have people projecting their beliefs onto you all the time. So this is a time when you hang out with me that you can sit with yourself and say, does that make sense what she's saying? Why do I feel a little bit funny in my body? Why am I feel a little bit triggered? Like, this is the moment, right, where you can do some self-reflection. So in my world, I think to myself, holy cow, my soul chose to come into this body in this lifetime to do this right now. Wow, what a miracle. I created this whole environment that I live in. I created it. Of course, God, source, universe, creator, I think the energy that is helps. I don't think I'm like out here like waving my wand all alone. I do think that I have help, which is the highest form of energy, most intelligent, loving, wise, caring, supportive, encouraging, and you can call it whatever name you want. That's why I say God, source, universe, creator, love, like literally pick. I don't care. You can call it Joanne. I don't know where that came from. Maybe somebody has a spirit guide named Joanne. Shay Shay's in the house. Good morning, Shay Shay. Good morning. Let's go Tuesday, Shay Shay says. I love that. Let's go. VIP Deborah says, yes, it is a miracle. We do create our own reality. Just some people just don't know that yet. Yeah, I know, right? And then when you find out, that becomes like the turning point. But we remember what Florence told us. I will always remind you. Florence Scovel Shinn told us in her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, when you have spiritual knowledge and you fail to implement, that is when you're going to cause your most suffering. It is a frustrating place to live. I know. I used to live there. It sucks. It sucks to know what you know and not be able to do anything with that knowledge, especially when it's super profound knowledge around energy. Like intellectually, you get it. I get that I am energy. I understand I create my reality. I understand it all. But if you are not taking actions, just small aligned actions every day toward implementing that knowledge, it will become a very frustrating void to live in. I call it a void. I don't know what else to call it. What would you call it? You have a bunch of knowledge. You cannot change your life. A void. You're stuck. You're on the hamster wheel, right? So we got to get off the hamster wheel. VIP Jewel says, that's my overall gratitude umbrella each morning. Just grateful for this life. Yeah, I love that. Lala says, I'm in the process of creating my empire while helping others. Same girlfriend, me too. VIP Deborah says, I wonder how we'll know if we're doing enough to help others with this reality. I think you'll know. I think you are. I mean, if we were to take a moment and just think about all the array of energies on this planet, and if we were kind of to line them up between, and I don't want to do like the judging game, I don't want to do the comparison game, but I think you would know, like, are you a good person? Are you spreading positivity? Are you happy most of the time? Do you honor your energy? Are you doing your best to spread love to others? Like, I think if you're doing those things, like, you're in a good spot, right? Because there's way worse things you could have chosen to do on this planet. And remember, every soul has we all have different karma that we're working out all the time, right? Some souls are brand new right now on this planet. Some souls have lived many lifetimes. And so we're all working out different things, which is why there has to be all the possibilities. You have all the possibilities and you get that free will to choose which ones you're going to choose. Are you going to choose a story that keeps you in a low vibration day after day after day, in victim mode, in I can't, I'm not enough, I'm not this, I'm not that? Or are you going to say enough of that? I know I create my reality, and if I create my reality, then I need to start changing things in this current reality right now in order to make a new reality for later. You guys could take a moment right now and just accept where you are right now. Just say it. Say it out loud. I am where I am right now. Say it. I dare you. Double dog dare you. I am where I am right now, and that's okay. You guys, do you see this? This is like perfectly right in my eyeball. I am where I am right now, and that's okay. Ooh. Oh, not better. Definitely not better. Okay. Sorry, YouTubers. I like that. Okay, I think that's better. Okay. Pat Poe says, don't identify with pain. Yeah, exactly. Telling the truth to people that hurt is the only way to heal. Don't identify with words. Yep. I don't do labels either. Some are questioning what's going on with me. Wait, what? VIP Deborah, what? Okay, I've noticed a few of my closest friends in my small group have changed with me, and some are questioning what's going on with me. Yeah, that's normal, right? It's normal because when you change your frequency, and by the way, that's a very obvious sign you change your frequency when other people are starting to like notice different vibes or ask you, like, what are you doing? Like you're doing something, like something's different. Now, I like the word grown, like you've grown. Some people say you've changed. I don't really love the word change. I like the word transformation. It sounds more positive. But ultimately you're evolving and you're opening your mind, and that's really what it is, right? VIP Jewel says, you're helping others just being here. So yes, you are, Deborah, and others here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nice message. Midwest is best. Welcome back to the chat. She says, can you explain the idea of the past, present, and future happening all Yes, but that's not the conversation for the show. So could we wait until like Friday? But yes, I can. Because I don't want to get derailed. I really want to get through this Neville Goddard book, because if not, we'll just be going forever. Josie, Manifesting Advisor, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for the hearts. Summer questioning. Da, 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 da. All right, let's keep going. Good morning, Hair in Motion, Texas. Well, welcome back to the chat. Daisy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Because you're leveling up, Lala says. Yep, exactly. Pat Poe says, you know your heart best. You have your best interests, but you've been manipulated. Yep, most people. The presence is only in present, period. Yep, that's true. All right, let's go. All right, let's keep going. He goes on to say, Neville Goddard, Awakened Imagination. He goes on to say, the future must become the present. This is actually beautiful. Midwest is best. Maybe this will help you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, there's no such thing as time, right? We have all the possibilities. We exist simultaneously in any energy we want, and you can change your energy like that. And so if you think about today as all the choices I make today are helping create my tomorrow, maybe you would start making new choices today around your speech, your ideas, whatever. But I can get into like the more technical, like how as a soul we have multiple existences and like all that, like later. All right. All right. The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. We must translate vision into being, thinking of into thinking from. Imagination must center itself in some state and view the world from that state. Thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of fulfilled desire. Thinking from the state desired is a creative living. Ignorance of this ability to think from the end is bondage. It is the root of all bondage with which man is bound. To passively surrender to the evidence of the senses underestimates the capacities of the inner self. Once man accepts thinking from the end as a creative principle in which he can cooperate, then he is redeemed from the absurdity of ever attempting to achieve his objective by merely thinking of it. Wow. Leah's Kinder Teacher Finds, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. For those of you that are interested in this, or if you find yourself in a very stuck loop that you cannot get out of, you may want to join my community. We are doing energy healing in literally 34 minutes together. Our group energy healing for the month is at 10 o'clock this morning or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you would dive in and get into a group energy healing right away. I'm toying with the idea of either going back to the Akashics, you guys, or doing some like really strong root chakra work. So there's kind of some options there. Let's dissect this. The future must become Essence Edwards, CEO, I think. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. We must translate vision into being, thinking of into thinking from. He says, thinking from the desired state is creative living. Ignorance of this ability to think from the end is bondage. When you guys hear these words, this is you receiving knowledge. So the next step is to implement the knowledge. If you receive the knowledge and you don't implement the knowledge, you are going to create a stuck space. Intellectually, I understand how to manifest. Intellectually, I understand how to move my life forward, but without taking the action to do it, you are not doing anything. You are just listening to me talk, right? It's like when I pick up books to read, I think to myself, there's going to be something brilliant I receive from this book. It's going to help me move myself forward in life. I'm mindful of that. And then when I read the words, I think, what am I meant to implement from this book? Because otherwise, you're just simply reading, right? Now, if you're reading like a fiction novel, of course you're simply reading. But maybe you even find an idea from that, right? So, Jamie says, at Lindsay with Love, root chakra work is needed by some for sure. Yep, I know. That's why we're doing chakra work, yeah. Let's do both. We could, but they're two very different ideas, so we need to pick one. We'll talk about it inside the, we'll talk about it inside. But just to get you guys thinking. He goes on to say, construct all ends according to the pattern of fulfilled desire. He says the whole of life is just the appeasement of hunger. The whole of life is just the appeasement of hunger. In other words, you're basically, like, the whole point of life is to fulfill your hunger, fulfill your desires, right? And the infinite states of consciousness from which a man can view the world are purely a means of satisfying that hunger. The principle upon which each state is organized is some form of hunger to lift the passion for self-gratification to ever higher and higher levels of experience. Desire is the mainspring of the mental machinery. It is a blessed thing. It is a right and natural craving which has a state of consciousness as its right and natural satisfaction. Basically saying, like, desire is normal. We're always constantly desiring something new to reach higher and higher states. He says desire is the mainspring, in other words, turns on our mental machinery. It's a good thing, and it's right and it's natural to crave a state of consciousness to be satisfied. So this is good for those of you that grew up maybe like really shamed or guilted or like wanting more and being like told that you have enough, or like it's not right to want more in life, or you know, like if you're rich, you're stealing from the poor. That kind of energy, that's a good paragraph for you. Recognizing that it is very natural as a human to want things. I've never met a human that doesn't want something. You? Anybody? This lighting is like, right? So allow yourselves to want things. It's natural, and your desires turn on your manifesting power. You desire something, you figure out how to go get it, right? Normal. Normal. Okay, he says, then he starts talking about, he says it's necessary to have an aim in life. Remember, you guys were reading Neville Goddard, Awakened Imagination? Neville Goddard, Awakened Imagination. He says it's necessary to have an aim in life. We were talking about goals yesterday, right? Without an aim, we drift. Without an aim, we drift. How many people are just floating? Like, how many people you can think of? This is not judging. This is just understanding the lesson. How many people can you think of right now? And you don't have to answer it or call anybody out, by the way, but just think, do you know somebody that's literally just, you're obviously just drifting through life? It's like so obvious that they're just like, la, la. I'm not saying it's bad or good, but I would say if that person wants more out of their life, then they've got to stop drifting, right? They've got to take control of their ship and start captaining it. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think most people that are asleep, VIP Jamie, are still drifting, right? He says, in defining your aim, you must want it. In defining your aim, you must want it. You might think, well, duh, Neville, of course, in defining my aim, I must want it. But I would ask you, how many times have you done something because of your programming or because somebody else has said, this is what you should go do next? Me? I mean, I had no idea. Like, of course, I don't think anyone spiritual, once they get on the route or the path, knows how it's going, like where it's going to go when it first happens. But had I known now what I know now, back when I was getting ready to go to school and college and university and spend a ton of money on student loans and all that, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have wasted my energy and stress and all of that climbing the corporate ladder. Now, that's what I know now then. But I will never regret any of that path because it's led me here, right? So he says, in defining your aim, you must want it. You, not your mom, not your partner, not your sibling, not your grandma, not your bestie. You, what do you want? What do you want? And some people can't answer that question either. I don't know what I want. Well, if you don't know what you want, how will you ever go get it? And some people don't want anything, but I still, once again, I just don't believe that. I think it's human nature to want more things. But you could want to just sit on your sofa and watch daytime television for the rest of your life, and that could be something you want. That's still a want, right? Or you could want to, I don't know, go spend a month at a nice resort and just sit by the pool for every single day, reading a book every single day. That's a nice want. You could want that. But you still want something, which is rest, right? Ultimately. Lala says, to be honest, if it's not in my immediate circle, I'm not paying attention to it. Brenda says, yes. Hey, Brenda, welcome to the chat. There are so many new people in the chat. Please say hello. Hi. If we could throw some likes my way, I think everybody must really be into it right now. 7.5 thousand. I'll take a few more if you guys are interested in that. That's happy. VIP Jamie says, Lala, that's how you live a happy life. Only worry about what you can change. Yep. Lauren, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. VIP Jewel says, I guess if you already have achieved your goals, maybe, then you ultimately have a new goal. Yeah, exactly. Of course. Okay, so say one of your goals is to, I don't know, everybody wants health, wealth, and relationships. Everybody wants that. So say your goal is to find your soulmate. Okay, so you start dating, you find the person. Well, then you probably want to marry them. I don't know. I didn't get married. I don't need to have the government in my love life, but maybe you want to get married. So then that's the next goal. And then 10 years later, maybe you want to have another ceremony to like renew your vows. Like there's always going to be something. You want to plan your retirement together. You want to travel together. Like there's always going to be something around that love, right? Building it in a way. Experiencing new things together, whatever. Your health. Okay, say you wanted to lose 12 pounds. And you lose 12 pounds and you're like, okay, well maybe I'll go for 15. And then you lose 15 and you're happy there, but you're like, maybe I want to get a little bit more tone in my muscles. Okay, so then that, and then maybe you decide you want to eat a little healthier. It just continues. It never ends, right? It's okay. It's nice. It's just what we're here for, to create our best reality. So we create what we think is our best reality, and we start to live in it in a while, and then we say, maybe I could tweak this and make it a little better, an even better reality. And then you create that reality, and you get there, and you're like, well, maybe I accidentally got rid of that thing over there, but I liked it, so I want to bring it back into this reality. Like we do this all day, every day, you guys. Every single choice you make is creating a reality. Now, if you make the same choice over and over again, and it's a low vibrational choice, you're in a stuck reality. If you start to make new choices, you'll start to propel yourself out, but it will take consistent effort with consistent new thoughts. Okay. Good morning. You're new, Sonia. Welcome to the chat. Isn't that called retirement? Oh, not for everybody, right? Some people get to do that and they're not retired. VIP Jewel says, I guess if you're, okay, we read that. Good morning, Sonia. Welcome. VIP Deborah says, Lala, I'm retired, semi-retired. I just feel like I need to keep going. New goals. Yeah. I think it depends on the person. VIP Jewel says, or I channel my energy into my children and their goals. As a parent, I'm focused on their goals too. Well, yeah, that makes sense, right? Of course. Sunshine is my therapy. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Jamie, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. For those of you that are new here, if you're interested, I do host the Cosmic Collective. It is the one space that you get access to me outside of TikTok for $49 a month. When you join, you get spiritual lessons galore. You get like, I don't know, 10 spiritual lessons, I think at this point, 8. You get access to multiple group energy healing replays. You get access to twice a month live Q&As with me, monthly group energy healing. You get access to a daily Discord where you get to hang out with me, and not just me, but the super powerful members of the group. People are changing their lives inside. So if you are stuck in a rut and you are tired of being in that rut, you have a couple of choices. Start taking ideas, new thoughts, and creating them in your mind today. Releasing yourself from your limiting beliefs, journaling it out, doing the self-work, and really holding yourself accountable. If you've been trying to do that and you cannot succeed, you're struggling to get out, then you need support. Ask a friend, ask your mom, somebody to keep you accountable. If you don't have that support, then perhaps join the Cosmic Collective or find some other space online or in your community that will help you to create a better life for yourself. You are not here to suffer. Nobody is. Nobody came to this lifetime to suffer. We came to this lifetime to like clear up some karma, learn some things, grow, evolve, and live our best lives. So if you're suffering, let's release that. All right, he says, in defining your aim, you must want it. It is lack of this passionate direction to life that makes man fail of accomplishment. The spanning of the bridge between desire, thinking of, and satisfaction, thinking from, is all important. We must move mentally from this thinking of to the end. We must move mentally from thinking of the end to thinking from the end. He says, desires exist to be gratified in the activity of imagination. Through imagination, man escapes from the limitation of the senses and the bondage of reason. There is no stopping the man who can think from the end. Nothing can stop him. So, let's see. Let's see. This is an important sentence. Through imagination, man escapes from the limitation of the senses and the bondage of reason. So people that are stuck in their reality, you're stuck because you are so focused with your five senses on what is. You see it today, you're going to see the same thing tomorrow, you're going to hear the same words tomorrow, you're probably going to eat the same foods, whatever. And you are living from your five senses versus living from your intuition and, you know, kind of escaping. I don't want to say escaping your reality because it kind of feels very like you're not honoring reality, but at the same time you do need to like release yourself. If you're living in a crappy reality, you need to find a way to release yourself from it. And one way to do that is to kind of release yourself from the five senses. Try to see things differently. Rather than looking around your house, maybe you hate where you live and you look around and you're like, I hate this house. Maybe you can start to find like little pieces in the house that you love. I love this little nook in my house. I like to sit here and read my book. I love that about this house. And you start to see things differently so you can release yourself out of the five senses enough to start to change your reality. VIP Catherine says, I knew I was unstoppable because of my imagination. Yes, you are, my friend. You are. Now you just have to stay in that imaginative state long enough, right? He goes on to say, it does not matter what he has been or what he is. All that matters is what does he want? He knows that the world is a manifestation of the mental activity which goes on within himself. So he strives to determine and control the ends from which he thinks. In his imagination, he dwells in the end, confident that he shall dwell there in the flesh also. He puts his whole trust in the feeling of the wish fulfilled and lives by committing himself to that state. For the art of fortune is to tempt him to do so. For the art of fortune is to tempt him so to do. Knowing that every desire is ripe grain to him who knows how to think from the end, he is indifferent to mere reasonable probability and confident that through continuous imagination, his assumptions will harden into fact. You know, there's always somebody in your life that's like, be realistic. That's not realistic. And I'm like, it's not realistic for you because you're limiting your realistic possibilities. It's not realistic for you, but it's realistic for me. You don't know my thoughts. You don't know my energy. And you don't know the power I have over my mental activity, right? So when somebody tells you that's not realistic, immediately you know for them. They're projecting what they think they can achieve onto you. You don't have to listen. You create your reality. The Sovereign Simone, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Anne Marie, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Lala says, exactly. VIP Deborah says, powerful. Lightning bolt. All right, now that the sun is kind of moving, I can give myself a little bit of, ooh, there we go. There we go. Much better. All right, life is good, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. He goes on to say, life is a controllable thing. You can experience what you please once you realize that you are his son. Now remember, he's taking words from the Bible, so like let's not get so focused in on that. Once you realize you are his son and that you are what you are by virtue of the state of consciousness from which you think and view the world. This is why I don't get wrapped up in politics. This is why I don't get wrapped up in celebrities. This is why I barely get wrapped up in anything outside of like what I'm doing. I maintain my closest relationships, I help people on the internet, and I live my best life. It doesn't involve me. It doesn't involve me. What I think is, I think that everybody has the power to have the most abundant life that they want to live. And so when I see people arguing and acting like wild and like doing really rude things to other people, I just think they just don't know the power they have. And by doing that, they're simply hurting themselves. They're just boomeranging that energy back. If you know the law of karma, you know that the more unbothered you are, the more you're winning at life. I am an unbothered soul. If you try to hurt my feelings, depending on how rude you are, I'll probably just block you. And I'll just keep marching forward in my quest to help as many people as I can live a beautiful life, because I know how it feels to live a crappy one. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to live a life of low self-confidence, low self-esteem, lack of worth, undeserving energy, jealousy, insecurity, living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know a single person, if I just listed those things, I would say, oh, sign me up for that. Nobody wants to do that. It sucks. Like, let's be real, it sucks. So let's get out of that. You don't have to live in that space, right? All right, you guys, we've got to get manifesting, and then we've got to get on the energetic wave, because we have Cosmic Collective Energy Healing today. Cosmic Collective Energy Healing. I've manifested my entire life. Yep, same. Everybody has, right? Everybody has. They just don't realize it. That's the thing. Everybody's manifested their entire life. You've manifested what you want or not. VIP Catherine says, yep, I'm going to shoot for the stars and then land on the moon, go big or go home. VIP Jules says, now I just need to stop telling myself what's realistic or not. I'm a work in progress. Yep, we all are. No worries. You've got this, VIP Jules. VIP Catherine says to VIP Jules, what helped me was to counteract any thoughts like that immediately. Yeah. Once again, once you're aware, you really cannot pick and choose your awareness. Once you are aware, once you understand how this works, you don't make the rules. Now you know the rules. So that should feel very empowering. But once you know the rules, guess what? You've got to play by the game, or else you know the rules and you're losing. Not losing, but not winning. Living just like a kind of meh life, right? So once you know the rules, you've got to work on yourself to develop yourself and evolve your energy to a space where you are manifesting everything you desire exactly how you desire it. So yeah, changing the words immediately, releasing the thought immediately, counteracting immediately is what has to be done. And the beautiful part is I can share this with you all day long, exactly how I did it, but you're the one in control of your destiny. You are the one in control of your reality. So when you decide this for yourself, you have to be the one to practice it every day. And by the way, once you practice it enough, it becomes your reality, it becomes your energy. I don't have to practice I'm not jealous anymore. I don't have to say you get to sit at this table, you belong here. It's okay, your outfit is nice, you're pretty enough to sit here, you're whatever enough to be at this place. I don't do that anymore, because I've created a reality and an energy where I'm just okay, yeah, this is another cool experience, right? So it's not going to take forever, but it will take some time. However long that takes for you is how long it takes for you. But you could, and by the way, it's going to take more time if you don't start today, right? And that's, I think, what people forget is time is going to go by no matter what. So you could start today and in 3 months have a whole new perspective, a whole new reality, a whole new energy. 2 months, 1 month even, geez, I don't know. It just depends on how deep ingrained this is in you. Or you could wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And a year could go by, 2 years could go by, and you're still just in that same space. You have to decide that for yourself. All right, you guys, let's start manifesting together, and then let's get on the energetic wave. And then my Cosmic Collective members, I hope to see some new faces inside. If this is inspiring to you, this is what you get all day, every day, if you want it from me. The Cosmic Collective is a space for transformation. It's a space to learn your energy and really step into your greatest life. But ultimately, whatever you put into the space is what you're going to get out of it, okay? So I can only lead you to the water, can't make you drink it. All right, if you know, you know. This is Dr. James Doty. He's a neurosurgeon. He says the body changes when we manifest. Rebel Facts, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. The body changes when we manifest. It goes from a fear state to a love state. That's why we're going to work on, likely it sounds like, fear inside of our group energy healing today. It's going to be a powerful one, and I think it's going to be super beneficial for a lot of you. I'm very excited for it, to guide you all through it, to send energy. Aspen May, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. All right, step 1, Dr. James Doty says, is write down what it is you desire. I say add in the 5 senses. Now, we just talked about not being trapped in our 5 senses. That is very real. Do not get trapped there. But in step 4, we need to do some acting. And when we put the 5 senses in, we will know how to act easier, okay? So step 1, I'm going to read mine out loud so you can understand how I'm adding in my 5 senses to what I want. I want 1,000 or more subscribers interacting with me live on YouTube. That's what I want. That's my latest goal. This is what my manifestation says. I vividly see, I'm already using my sight, I vividly see 1,000 or more. If you're using numbers, always put or more, don't limit yourself, or more subscribers interacting with me and each other live on YouTube. And I feel, now I'm feeling, I feel so fulfilled that so many people are experiencing their own empowerment and abundance. I didn't share with you guys yesterday the amount of small things we manifested over the weekend. My partner was manifesting like crazy, but one of the funny really quick short story I'll tell you. Adela, welcome to the chat, thank you for the follow. Magnetic Mel, welcome to the chat, thank you for the follow. Grant, welcome to the chat, thank you for the follow. One of the stories we were talking about, we were talking with our friends about how we travel with our dog, and she's so little, she's so cute, and she kind of gets like a little bit of VIP treatment for us. Like people are like, oh, she's so cute, here, go here. Or, like we get a lot of like little things because of her. Like people just love her. And so anyway, my partner was telling a story about how like, oh yeah, like oftentimes like he's like, oh yeah, Lindsay will skip the line. Like if the dogs, like the drug dogs in the, I don't know if I can say that on TikTok, if the dogs in the airport are like moving around, they will take me out of line and like put me through this like whole VIP line and escort me the whole way through because I have her, and they don't want the dogs distracting each other. And this has happened like maybe a couple of times. It hasn't happened in a while. And my partner is sharing this story with our friends. And then sure enough, the next day when we fly back from LA to home, that exact scenario happened. So I'm only sharing this because we just talked about how powerful your imagination is. We just talked about how living from the end is so important. But even just like having a simple, like lighthearted conversation will manifest like that. If you're in a vibration to manifest very quickly and easily. So I would ask yourself, what have I been manifesting lately? Have I been thinking negative thoughts and then they come true? Have I been thinking positive thoughts and then they come true? And start proving to yourself. Just prove to yourself you can manifest one way or the other. It could be negative or positive. And by the way, everything is neutral. It's just the perspective you place on it. So if you can manifest negative things in your life by thinking something negative, by saying something negative, then you can absolutely manifest positive things in your life too, right? Okay, so step 2 is to read this silently to yourself, and step 3 is to read it out loud, so do that now. If you are interested in working with me, join the Cosmic Collective. We're manifesting together, Manifesting Club members. We're manifesting together on Thursday night. I'm going to open the doors if you want to manifest with me inside of my Manifesting Club. I'm opening the doors today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. And you will get like only a short time to get in. It's a club, so you pay $11 a month. We manifest twice each month under the new moon and the full moon. It's a subscription. Once you're in, you're in. If you want to cancel, you email me or cancel on Stripe. Okay. Thank you for the follow, user 3019957588601. I love reading the whole numbers, especially when I do it perfectly. All right, step 4, Dr. James Doty says, is visualize. I say, let's take it a step further. Let's act it out. Get your hand chakras going. You have energy in your hands. Everybody does, not just me. Put your hands on your heart or in prayer, whatever is comfortable for you. I like to put it on my heart. And then we close our eyes and we breathe into the heart chakra and exhale out of the heart chakra. We're breathing in through the nose, pulling white light energy into the heart space as we do. And on the exhale through the nose, we're letting any dust bunnies out. Low vibes kind of floating away out of the physical body and out of the aura. And the next inhale, we open the heart chakra like a flower, blooming the petals big, 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 wide, 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 touching the central sun. Your energy can reach as far as you want. And on the exhale, you bring the energy back to your heart space. We bring our attention now to the back of the heart chakra, kind of between the shoulder blades, breathing into the back of the heart chakra, letting it go. Breathing in through the nose, pulling white light energy into the heart chakra in the back. Lighting up your aura, and on the exhale, letting that energy pull away any dust bunnies, trickling them out into the ethers. Don't worry, Mother Earth will help rejuvenate that energy and recharge it. Deep breath in and open the petals of the flower, big, 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 wide, wide, wide. Touching the central sun. And on the exhale, you bring all the petals back to your heart space. And then you are acting out a scene. Neville says we are not thinking of, we are thinking from. If you're thinking from, that means it's already happened. What you have is already here. You're already in the new car. You already have the new home. You got the promotion. You're already in the new job. Whatever it is, you've already got the millions in the bank. I don't know what you want, but you're already in, you have new clothes that you went shopping for because you've already lost the weight, okay? So pick something and act out the scene. I'm calling, I have one hand on my heart still and one hand holding a phone to my face. I'm talking to my moderation manager, her name is Anne. She's the one who manages, along with the team, my YouTube. And she's like, you're doing a great job. We talk every day after my show. And she's like, everything's going really well. Like, we're good on this month. After the end of this month, we're gonna test some things. We're gonna maybe try out something new, just like a couple experiments. And I say, okay, cool, Anne. She says, but this month we're just like even keeled. Let's just keep going how we're going. And I say, that's perfect. Thank you so much for all you do. Thanks for your help every day. I appreciate you and your team. And that's it. I've just talked to my moderation manager. If I have a moderation manager, I would assume that I have enough subscribers to warrant that are watching me live, that I need help, maintaining the chat and making sure it's respectful and a safe space for people to come hang out and learn about their energy, right? And transform their lives. And Chris Away, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. All right, you guys, let's get on the energetic wave. Oh my gosh. I'm still fighting this time change a little bit. It has me staying up later, waking up later. I'm like, what time is it? All right, let's go. If you are new to the energetic wave, you're in for a sweet treat. What happens is I guide you through a quick kind of like meditation, breath work, manifesting session. It's very fast. Energy moves quickly, remember that. So don't try to make it something bigger than it has to be. It just is what it is. And it's going to put you in a really high vibrational space for the rest of the day. And if at any point you kind of feel a lull later today, maybe you're starting to feel annoyed with your coworker or your kids or your partner or the person at the grocery store or whatever, then you just remember that you did this morning. And maybe you close your eyes for a second, you do a deep breath and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I own my energy. Nobody gets to decide how I feel. Nobody gets to decide my energy. Nobody gets to decide my manifesting power but me. Nobody gets to decide my reality but me. When you decide to step into that responsibility, which is a true responsibility, when you step into that, you will have already changed your life. When you decide that all of those things are your responsibility. Your feelings, your energy, your reality, your power, it's your responsibility. All right, let's do this. Close the eyes, breathing in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it go. Breathing in through the nose, letting it go. One more deep breath in, letting it go. Those are called reset breaths. You can do them at any time if you need to reset your energy. That's how powerful you are. Thinking of something that you're ready to manifest. Maybe you're ready to take on the responsibility of creating your reality. Maybe you're ready to feel fully empowered and winning at life. Maybe you're ready to transform your life and you're ready to join the cosmic collective. Maybe you're ready to release something. We have this powerful lunar eclipse, full moon energy happening on Friday. Oh my gosh, Thursday, Friday. We have so much happening in the sky, you guys. It's a powerful week to truly make a decision to reset some area of your life. Think about it now. And you might want to put one hand on your heart, one hand on your solar plexus, repeating out loud, if you can, only silently if you must. The words you speak have very serious power, so say them with conviction from your solar plexus and intention and love from your heart chakra. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. You're happy, you're manifesting your best reality. My little doggy has an underbite. I think she smiles at everybody. That's why people love her so much. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big, showing me your teethers. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. And you take this thought, this feeling, this idea, and you breathe in and you pull the energy up the chakra system, giving it to God, Source, Universe, Creator, out of the crown, the top of the head. So God, Source, Universe, Creator can understand the vision, the feeling, the energy, whatever you just acted out. Hold that energy as tight as you, or as long as you can, as big as you can. And on the exhale, keeping that focus, bringing it down to earth, dropping it through all of your chakras, down, 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 to the base of your spine, cementing it into your reality in a clockwise fashion. One more time, I'm doing it with you. Hold the vision at the top. Make it bigger. Can you take your vision and touch the central sun with it? Big, big, big. Hold. And on the exhale, bring it down, holding it. You're still seeing it. It's dropping through your third eye, through your throat, through your connector chakra, the heart, through your solar plexus, your sacral. You're still holding the vision, the feeling. It lands in your root. It's still there, the vision, the feeling, the excitement, the energy, and you're locking it in a clockwise fashion. One more time. I am strong, and I can do this. Ooh, that card said, yes, you can. Smile big, show me your teethers. I freaking did it. Why? Because I knew I could do it. You are on the energetic wave, my friends. I hope you have an amazing day. I feel like we got a little kiss from whoever that was outside from the universe that says, yeah, you are strong. You can do this. For those of you, Pippi is going to need, Catherine says, VIP Catherine, a PR manager. I'm available. Let me know. She's the star of the show. I know, right? We had her on TikTok. She was making money and everything, but then we just like, it's a lot. Have a great day, you guys. For those inside the Cosmic Collective, I'm going to see you right now. Jump on Zoom. I'll see you guys in a second. For everybody else that is new here, thanks for being here. Click the follow button now. Don't lose me. I go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is what we do every single day. Monday through Friday, you will change your life just by hanging out with me. You'll change your life faster by joining the Cosmic Collective. It's up to you. Do it for yourself. You are here living your life for you, not for anybody else. So choose yourself. It's okay. And once you do, you learn your energy, and all of a sudden you're in a very high vibrational state, and you're helping so many people. Every single person you cross paths with, you are helping with your high vibrational energy. All right, you guys, have a great day. I will see you guys all back here tomorrow. Thank you for the follow, JKP. Yes, Lori, I saw that. I will see you in a second, and we'll meet you in a second. Bye, guys. Goodbye, my YouTubers.